Hello, my name is Matthew Hasenyager,
And I'm Alek Baker.
and welcome to WCN Unsolved.
On this episode of WCN Unsolved, we will investigate Harrisonville High School to answer the ongoing question, are ghosts real? And without further ado, let's get into some history about HHS. Harrisonville High School was first stationed where Harrisonville Middle School is now located. After the building was turned into a junior high, it was then moved to where it currently resides today. 1971 was the first year school was ever held in this building.
This recent investigation was prompted by paranormal occurrences in the building when a different police officer was here at the school.
The occurrence started on the left side of our commons area and then made its way over to the gymnasium, turning on all the lights in its path and eventually tripping the school's alarm, notifying the local police department. All this was caught by the school's surveillance system and shook many of the officials who watched it. Unfortunately, we requested the surveillance footage of that instance, but the video has since been lost.
During this investigation, we were accompanied by Officer Jeremiah Jacobs of the Harrisonville Police Department. In the investigation, we had 2 stationary cameras positioned around the school. One outside of Miss Ellsworth's classroom, and one in the gym facing the boys and girls locker room. Each team had a camera that they used to do private investigations with as well. Many people try to debunk our findings by a specific incident in the PAC involving a chair. Now we will review the footage to try to show you what happened. Ellie and Austin are walking down in front of the stage, and then they pass in front of a chair. I'm talking about a stool, and then the chair just falls off right there, and we start running out because we're so scared.
Yeah. And people's first thing was that they said something jerked that off the stage. Well, if there was any wire or something attached to the chair, they would have walked right into it.
Yeah, and you don't see anything hit them, or they think, oh, they walked into the wire and it pulled the chair off.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see a wire in front of them or anything.
Yeah, number one, it would have jerked the chair a lot slower if they would have walked into the string.
Yeah.
And then number two, they wouldn't have enough force just walking like that to pull it off that quickly.
Yeah, and plus it'd still be wrapped around them when they're walking and stuff.
Exactly, and they took off running.
And some people say up here in the corner, someone's standing pushing the chair, and we'll pause it here, and you can obviously see that there's no one up there, not even if they were dressed in black or anything.
And we'll play it back for you in slow motion.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. There's no one there. Here's another one of our cameras.
We didn't find this till after we reviewed the footage.
Yeah. This footage here of the gym. This is the girls' locker room on the right there. And I believe both locker rooms are on the same circuit. So if one thing happened in the girls or the boys, it would have happened in the opposite side of the gym. But as we can see here, the light dims, and it's been about probably 20 to 30 minutes since Ellie and I were even in there investigating. So it turns off here, and then...
Well, the thing that gets me too is, we checked because we were trying to put the school on a complete blackout, but these 2 lights here at the locker rooms, there was no switch, there was no keyhole to turn the
they just had to
switches
stay
off.
on.
Yeah, they just had to stay on, which implies that either they're always on or there's a breaker somewhere that we couldn't find.
But then again, only one of them kind of dimmed off.
Only one dimmed, which
so
if they're on the same circuit, if the electrical power supply got lessened or whatever, it would have done it to both of them.
Exactly, so something weird's happening there. And also, you can't really see it on the footage, but the utility room in between the locker rooms where all the balls and stuff are kept.
Gym equipment.
Yeah, pretty much. We closed that whenever we were turning off all the breakers for the gym and weights room and stuff like that. And Ellie and I came back and investigated, and on this footage you can see us walking in and the door's wide open. I wish we had night vision on the camera so we could have seen the door, because I'm pretty sure we closed it, right?
We definitely closed it.
But then it was wide open.
The last ones in there shutting off all the school lights.
And so you might think, oh, the floor is uneven or something like that, so it could have swung open, but we came back later and it was still shut after we shut it again, so it was a one-time occurrence.
And I had students tell me that they were in the gym at one point and the door was locked and then it just opened too, so
yeah.
The gym is probably one of the hot spots too.
Over in the commons area, weights room, all of it.
All that area is supposedly where it happened when the other SROs here.
And we didn't catch any of this part on footage, but it was more of the moans or screams, distant sounds we heard. It was only a couple times, and it was when we were in the commons area, and we were talking about this door that we saw kind of shut on us. And while we were explaining it to everybody, we heard something over by the library kind of either scream or moan very distantly. We couldn't tell what it was. So do you want to explain your phone call that you got or that you made?
Yeah, it was really creepy experience. So we were wrapping up our investigation.
Yeah.
We were picking up the cameras, turning the lights back on, stuff like that, restoring the school to its condition. And so I go to school here every day, and I make calls in here every day. and I don't exactly remember who I was calling, but I was calling, and I pick up my phone and I put it to my ear, and it doesn't even ring. It just goes, it started making this weird noise. Like, I'd never heard my phone make that before. And so I held it to Matt's ear.
And I heard it, and it just sounded kind of like a staticky breathing or like something like that.
It
Just kind
was
of like
weird.
a
And then Ellie
kind of
reached
sound.
up and put it on speaker, and it spooked her so bad she took off.
Yeah.
One of the things, too, is like, I'm not like, I wasn't going into this thinking that we were going to see anything.
You're more just, let's see if we can
Yeah, let's have
find
some fun.
anything spooky.
Yeah, let's have some fun. You know, let's walk around with some cameras and a flashlight and see if we can spook anything. No.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't expect that. It freaked me out. I was ready to get out of there when that phone call happened.
Yeah. Then we turn the lights back on, everything seemed fine again, so it's definitely just the way the mind plays tricks on you when you're alone in the dark and the quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And unnormal and unnatural things seem to happen like that.
Oh, yeah.
Unexplainable things especially.
Oh, yeah. Well, but it's weird because, you know, people argue that it's something that happens in your mind, but when you're with a group of people and they all experience the same exact thing on the other side of the school,
Yeah.
it makes you question a few things.
Exactly.